if she wants to keep the baby?
She doesn't.
Well, we can't take 2 seconds to discuss this? I mean, fetuses have been transplanted before. Whole uteruses, too.
Just terminating the fetus when it's glued to her intestines is high-risk surgery. Saving it is a fantasy. That was at least 3 seconds.
She's a 37-year-old woman who deserves...
People get what they get. It has nothing to do with what they deserve. And this has nothing to do with her genitalia and everything to do with your genetics.
You told me to get tested.
I didn't know it was going to color your every medical opinion, every personal
You didn't
opinion.
think a death sentence would have...
People die. You, Amber, everyone. Don't act like you just figured that out. I gave you a diagnosis. You don't like it, there are exits on every floor.
Grief means different things to different people. Case in point means very little to you.
Grief is Newark. Okay, it's there. Can't avoid it. The idea is to hold your nose, hope the traffic's not too bad, and get onto Manhattan as quickly as possible, not to buy property. You have to stop Wilson from committing career malpractice.
Talk to him.
I already talked to him twice. He threw me out.
Mocking him and insulting him. Let's see. Yes, technically, those are categories of conversation.
Block his references to other hospitals. Tell him he can't hand off his cases until...
Talk to him. Deal with his grief. Talk to him about what he's going through.
That's a brilliant idea. We'll take him out for a beer. We'll make up for the fact that Amber's in a pine box, that there's randomness and chaos in the universe.
Tell him you're sorry.
I didn't kill her.
You were drunk and...
Yeah, if her daddy hadn't been drunk, she might never have been born, so...
You called her up in the middle of the night. She was on the bus because of you.
I didn't ask her to come out. I wasn't driving the bus, I wasn't driving the garbage truck that hit the bus, and I did not prescribe her the flu meds that killed her.
Yes, I know. That's all true, but... You really don't feel any sense of guilt? You want to keep him, he needs to know he's not alone. Just tell him you feel like crap.
It'd be meaningless.
Well, then find some meaning. And do something.
She's going back to work for that idiot. It's pathetic.
You thought something would change?
She almost died. Because of that job, yeah, I thought...
Almost dying changes nothing. Dying changes everything. The world is ugly. People kill. They go hungry. Just proving a point. People are asses.
Why are you telling me this stuff?
Because the world is not as ugly as you think it is. Free, unproven, untested drugs. It's like the Mod Squad. No one can stop them.
It's ridiculous that they let people take potentially dangerous drugs for money.
Just to short circuit that discussion, people should not be testing drugs because they're desperate. But people won't test drugs unless they're desperate. We need drugs to save children and puppies, ergo we need desperate people, ergo welfare kills sick children. You're lying.
You like making him miserable. You like driving people away from you.
He deserved to know the truth.
There was no truth until you dug it up.
You do know that stuff exists, even when you can't see it, right?
It was the truth that mattered to him and the truth that mattered to her. Why did it matter to you?
First of all, stop saying a truth. There is only one truth.
That may be true for you.
Miserable people save more lives. If your life has meaning, your job doesn't have that meaning. Screw-ups are more palatable if you have someone's arms to go crying.
That makes sense.
Pins. Push them through the soft fontanelle of an infant. You skewer the brain, and the hair hides the entry wounds. It's the perfect crime.
She's had them in her all these years.
What changed at the temple?
Same thing that changed in the MRI. Shockingly, not all religious leaders are honest. I'm guessing these particular monks are bilking the faithful by pushing a magnet up Buddha's butt. There's another one under the table that'll repel or attract depending on how you shift it. And she picked up that magnet and moved one of the pins deeper into the sympathetic nervous center of her brain. This sent a signal through the nerves to the blood vessels in her small intestines. Caused the symptoms in China and in the giant magnet we call an MRI. She's lucky. We're all screwed up by our parents. She's got documentation. Here.
Baby's sick. Sorry, I'm not finding the fun in that.
Is it really worth it? Just for the pursuit of unconditional love?
Only you could see that as a bad thing.
It's a fake thing. There's no unconditional love. It's just unconditional need. Don't make this child a victim of your biological clock.
Victim? You think she's better off staying?
Yes. Because at least she knows she's not qualified for the job. She's gonna go.
She's gonna come back.
She should go.
He'll kill him.
But not her.
Is that your version of morality?
If you don't think your life is worth more than someone else's, just sign your donor card and kill yourself.
You think it's my spleen?
That's what they're testing. So if I had to cure you, what happens then? You start thinking that God was working through me. This is some sort of miracle.
Do you think I'm an idiot?
That's what I'm testing.
Losing my faith wasn't a choice I made. It happened, it's gone for good.
But if it can magically disappear, it can magically reappear. And that's what you're hoping. Your job
Sucks.
That's my point. You can make more money frapping decafs, and yet you're still ministering to the meek. Why do the Lord's work if the Lord has left the building?
I've been with the church my entire adult life. It's my only marketable skill.
I detect the stink of leftover faith.
You want to talk hypocrisy? What about you? You act like you don't care about anyone, but here you are saving lives.
Solving puzzles. Saving lives is just collateral damage.
Yeah, nice try. Yeah, I don't think you're looking for somebody to prove you're right. I think you're looking for somebody to prove you wrong, to give you hope. You want to believe, don't you?
Yeah. I want to walk out and find myself in a forest of whore trees. But I don't think it's a good idea to tell people to go fornicate with fruit.
You sure?
Genetic tests should confirm it. It explains all your symptoms. Toe, chest, eyes, skin.
What about my hallucination?
Scotch explains that.
That was just a coincidence.
Coincidences do happen.
That coincidence is what brought me to you in the first place.
You promised you wouldn't go there.
Einstein said, coincidences are God's way of remaining anonymous.
A woman in Florida said, look, Jesus is on my cheese sandwich.
You didn't even want to take my case. You didn't even think I was sick.
The fact that I was wrong is not a proof of God.
I'm just trying to understand how my life could completely turn around in a single day.
Don't worry, your life will go back to sucking soon enough. Everything that happened to you can be rationally explained.
I know. It's just... Man, that's a lot of coincidences.
It was my stepson, Timothy.
What happened?
He was in school. He was having his morning snack, and he choked. And the teachers saw it, and they did everything that they were supposed to. He shouldn't have died.
You want to make it make sense.
What's wrong with that?
It's meaningless, is what's wrong. What's wrong is that it doesn't do a thing to bring your kid back or put you and your ex together again.
It's okay. You should be upset. He thought like you, pushed boundaries like you. He
Thought like me. You've known that living in misery sucks marginally less than dying in it.
I was wrong about you.
No, you aren't.
You're in pain.
And you're romanticizing again.
You worked with him every day for 2 years, and you never saw this coming.
No one saw it coming.
But you see everything coming. This has never been about what you missed. This is about why you missed it. You're terrified that you're losing your gift, losing who you are. And I'm terrified of what you'd do then.
Unless you feel there's more to do here to cure me. Don't you have a funeral to go to? No idea how things are going.
Alien hand syndrome.
Set up by a stroke? Or is there a pony in the backyard?
Split brain. Right hemisphere controls the left and...
It's making life miserable. Non-logical thinkers often do.
Current issue isn't the split brain. The surgery corrected.
You're dissing the right hemisphere?
Most people who have this operation don't even notice they're missing anything. Left brain has language, arithmetic, rationality. Right brain is a mute loser.
Right brain is more aesthetically oriented, has greater facial recognition. I couldn't have been a plastic surgeon without it.
Yes, and where would junior high be without our ability to judge people on aesthetics?
Right brain's also more aware of the present moment, our place in the universe.
It's a universal daisy chain of peace and love. Throws buns at people.
His brain.
Scott, why are you standing?
I'm a little chilly. I thought I'd get a sweater or something for my room. Is that okay?
Just a few more minutes.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the left hemisphere. The side that's obsessed with finding answers. The one that needs things to make sense. The interpreter. That's where we tell the story of who we are and why we do things.
That's also the side that was wrong. Right brain's advantage is that it isn't logical, doesn't choose which details to look at, makes connections you could never see. You owe your insight to the mute loser.
I'll send it tickets to a Phillies game.